You're listening to the Straight Crooked Podcast.
Hello, how are we
Hello.
doing?
Uh, just dandy.
Dandy. Dandy with a hint of sarcasm.
Mm,
It kind of feels like it's been longer than a week since we've done this.
it does, I guess, because it's Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, technically it has been like longer than a week since filming, but I feel like we missed a week somehow.
Yeah.
But we didn't. So that's
Yeah.
fine. We did something fun last weekend.
You want to start out with that?
Sure. So we decided we were going to take not even a weekend trip, a 24-hour trip, essentially, to Chattanooga, which the time was a little disappointing. I wish we would have had more time to explore.
Mm-hmm.
But we went up there to see Murr from Impractical Jokers to see his show, which I've seen before. I was dying to see you see it and see how you felt about it. So what did you think about his show?
I thought it was great, but let me just go ahead and say that you
Say it.
saw it before, and Murr asked the audience if anybody had been to his show before, and you would have been the only one who would have
I
been like,
know.
"Yes, I have been," because
I
nobody said they
literally
had been.
I thought about it in the shower last night, and it was one of those like audio processing delays
Yeah.
where after I realized what he was asking, he started talking again. And I was so like, I'm one of my biggest regrets to this day. That would have been so fun to be the only one to just shout out, "Whoa, I've been here." Man, yeah. I'm gonna have to start fine-tuning my brain to process things a little bit
I know.
faster. It
Yeah,
was
me too.
perfect opportunity completely missed. Um,
But anyway, what did I think of the show? I thought it was very funny. Um,
Good. You
I
you said
enjoyed
something a
it.
little controversial to me.
Oh, that it was better than Sal's show?
That is what you said.
I wasn't gonna say that, but
You want me to cut that out?
no, no, that's fine. But I think his was more interactive, like you said. It was very entertaining to the audience because he would pull people up on stage and
Right.
um just the fact that he took people's phones and started texting random people, it's just that would be so embarrassing to me.
Oh, I
Like I
love
would
it.
die. I
I
would
don't
die.
I don't think I would because I don't have anything going on in my phone where there's anyone that it's like I would be embarrassed that they said anything, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
So
I don't know.
you wouldn't do that if you had the opportunity, you wouldn't
No.
volunteer?
No.
Really?
Yep.
Wow,
Well, just
okay.
like I don't know why the dentist volunteered because he didn't
Because
want
he
to
was
say what he did
drunk.
for work.
I
Yeah, he
know.
was drunk. Well, we were in the elevator with him before, but he got
Yeah,
picked.
he was
And
ridiculous.
he was absolutely drunk, but he volunteered and then he didn't want him to text who he was going to text, which was his dental assistant.
Right.
And he's a dentist local to the area. Like, I feel
Someone in
like
the
you should
crowd
not
or what?
volunteer if your
No,
career is going to be impacted like that.
100% not. No, that's for like the other two girls that were up there when it was just like messing with their friends and it was fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like that was a little bit crazy. But yeah, we were in the elevator with that dude and he was a little rambunctious. I have
Yeah,
this
he
like
was.
tolerance meter for drunk people, and it's a very like it can go from tolerant to completely intolerant very quickly. And that short
Mm-hmm.
elevator ride with them, where they kept going, what were they doing? Like,
Murr,
murr, murr.
murr.
The shortest elevator ride, and I was already like, get me out of here. I'm gonna
Yeah,
freak out.
no, same thing. I do not have a tolerance for drunk people at all.
Right. And then they just happened to be sitting in the front row where we could see them from where we were, and they were just like rowdy the whole show pretty much, I feel like. Leading up to the show, it was quite interesting. So we had a hotel booked, a very nice hotel. We were super excited for it and everything. And we kind of I guess we could have timed it a little better. I could have been ready when you got to my house and we could have left immediately, but I wasn't.
Eh,
So we left with like just enough time to get to Chattanooga, get ready, have a quick dinner, and go to the show. However, we got to the hotel. They couldn't find our reservation because my dad, God bless, thank him for booking us a hotel at all, booked it for the day before.
yay.
So it was this whole thing where we had to go sit in our car and wait for him to book it for the right day. And I am a panicker when it comes to time anyway. So I was like, but I really wanted to do my makeup. I really wanted to look cute. I really wanted us to go sit down and have dinner. And time is just ticking. So we get to this hotel room, we frantically get ready. We're making reservations for a restaurant just so we know we don't have to wait when we get there. And it's like this whole thing. I wore my Skims, which for anyone that doesn't know is like my fake Skims that I got off Amazon. And they were just so uncomfortable that day. Like I've worn them before, they've been fine. I was not having it. So we got to the restaurant, scrambled to find parking. That was stressful. I had to pay for parking. Hated that. Which I guess it's like that in all these like downtown areas.
No,
I
but
can't
parking
stand
was
that.
so expensive. We were in that restaurant for what, 30 minutes?
Maybe.
And it was $6 to
Yeah.
park. But then I
And like
realized that the parking was free, wasn't it?
on the oh, that was only on Sunday on
Oh,
the
okay, good.
meters. Yeah, yeah. And I didn't see a meter open, but yeah, so we scrambled for parking, we get to the restaurant, and the whole time like I'm there physically, but mentally, I'm on another
You
level.
were
You can
so
attest to
stressed
that.
out.
I know. And I cannot, like, even looking back, like in the moment, I'm like, I don't know why I'm freaking out. Right now, I'm thinking, I don't know why I was freaking out so bad. I just don't like being late to things, I
Yeah,
guess,
no, I know, me too.
which
I
we
can't stand it.
we ended up being late anyway, but that one was on me because we got our food in a good time. We didn't even really eat it, to be honest with you. And I'm like, no, we have to go back to the hotel. I have to take these scams off because they're so uncomfortable. There's no reason I need to be like sitting here or throughout the whole show wearing them. Mind you, we were all in a downtown area, so everything was within like 5 minutes of each other. So it shouldn't have been that big of a deal, but it was. Because then when we go to the venue, can't find parking. We finally find parking in one of those lots where the people are like waving their wands at us to like come park. And
Another
so
$10.
yeah, we asked them how much for parking and it's $10. And at this point, I'm like, okay, it's like 5 minutes past when the show is supposed to start, which also I didn't expect it to start on time because it never does.
Yeah,
Nothing
I
ever starts
know.
on time. And I had two $5 bills in my purse. I left my purse at the hotel and I brought a tiny purse. So you had a $5 bill that we used, and the rest we had to scramble some change together from my car to find five more dollars just to park
In quarters.
in quarters.
Hey, it
And
spends like money. Okay.
it does. It absolutely does. And thank God that I had that bag of change there because there I don't know where else we would have parked. And by the time we got through security, got all the way upstairs to where the venue was, the show had already started. The opener was already on. And that panicked me as well. And honestly, I think just the adrenaline leading up to that of panicking, like I sat through the whole show on the edge of my seat. I was still panicking at that point for what I don't know. But it didn't leave my body for a while. Um, but yeah, after the show, we went to, well, we were gonna go to, was it a speakeasy that we were looking for?
It was the entrance was a telephone booth.
Right.
Yeah, but it said it was a speakeasy, but there was a line like all the way down the block. So we ended
Yeah.
up going to this bar that had really loud live music playing, and I am not a
So
fan of
loud.
live music when I don't know the band. I
Right.
hate it.
And I feel like when it is a situation like that, they always have the volume up way too loud.
For the
If
small
they would
space
have,
that they're in.
right, if they would have toned it down, it would be tolerable, even not knowing who the live artist is. But
Hmm.
they make it so loud you can't even think.
Yeah.
And then you had a fun experience at the bar, didn't you?
Oh my God. I got a tarot reading. Um, this woman was off the charts. She's wild. She was like, a lot of people who read tarot aren't mediums, but I'm a medium and I want you to know that.
I know. She was like so adamant about that.
Yeah. But anyway, all I did was keep pulling swords,
Mm.
different numbers of swords. Like, what
Which,
the hell does this mean?
if there's any tarot girlies out there, reach out to us.
Yeah, tell us what your interpretation of it is.
So many swords, like all but two cards, or maybe
Yeah, I got the
three.
devil and I
Mm-hmm.
got Page of Wands, I think, was the other one.
Okay. And then everything else was sword cards. It was
Yep.
crazy. But what didn't make sense to me is the way she was interpreting it. Like when she pulled a five of swords, she was like, five is halfway to 10. You're halfway through whatever you're going through. And then she pulled the eight and she's like, but eight, like you're coming out on the other side. I'm like, are we halfway through the journey or are we at the end? That part confused me.
Oh man. Yeah, so apparently I'm holding myself back from everything. It's all my fault.
They love to tell you what is going wrong, but not how to fix it.
Yeah, it's fun.
So I don't know. How do you feel like walking away from that? How do you feel overall about it?
I felt like I wasted $25.
Okay, word. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
But it was a fun question mark experience.
It was definitely interesting. It was in a cute little like gypsy-esque back booth of the bar. I really liked that vibe of it. Um, but I already told you this, but at one point I was thinking, wow, I'm gonna get my reading right after you until she pulled out the "You're a queen. The lady that you hate is a queen. We're all queens." And I'm like, this doesn't feel like a tarot reading. This feels like a motivational speech. Like, this is like an affirmation I'll see on TikTok. Like, we're all queens. Like,
Right. Yeah, I was like, uh-huh. Okay, sure.
but yeah, that was the turning point for me of not wanting to do it. But
Good for
I
you.
don't I don't love that you had to waste $25 on it, but I do like that we got to experience that together and kind of see what it was about. Um, be careful
Yeah.
about
No, the thing
that.
is though, is that I do tarot card readings on an app all the time. It's called Golden
Yeah.
Thread Tarot, and it has no ads. It's just straight up like tarot card readings.
Is it ever
And
anything good?
sometimes,
Oh, okay.
sometimes, and it lets you log, like how you feel about a certain card or whatever. Um, so yeah, I feel like it was a waste of money just because of that.
Because you can do it for free from
Yeah.
your phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct. Oh well.
Well, after that, we just went back to the hotel, which was, oh my God, that room was incredible, by the way.
It was nice.
I loved that room. Yeah, that's the kind of hotel I want to stay in every time I'm staying in a hotel. But yeah, that was pretty much it. The next morning, we
Well,
decided
you
to
forgot
do,
about our
what did I
music
forget?
video experience with our old emo
Oh my
music
God,
videos.
stop. We spent the whole night. So first of all, I'm not used to hotels where you can cast to the TV. I'm just not. I'm used to ones that have like the basic cable. You got to go to the guide and watch it scroll through.
Hmm.
This hotel was so nice. It lets you cast to the TV like Spotify, YouTube, all the streaming services. So we spent hours, hours. It was incredible. We started off with music because we're gonna dance, whatever. That didn't last long. We quickly switched over to emo music videos and we just had a marathon for hours of just watching all these old videos. A lot of them I hadn't seen before, and then there were some that were like a key part of my life growing up, like the
Bunch of
Fall Out Boy
Fallout Boy.
ones. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The other ones, I'm like, I've heard this song, I think.
Oh, man. Yep. It's a good nostalgic time.
That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And like getting to see like, oh, like I used to have a crush on this person, like for you, all your emo crushes back in the day, and me
Oh
just
God.
like side eyeing you, like being like, really? That
So
one?
I'm gonna go ahead and point this out, and I don't know if my friend Emmy ever listens to this, but she knows. Um, so
Uh-oh.
I used to have a crush on the guitarist Nick Wheeler from All American Rejects, and I look back on my life and wonder what the hell I was thinking.
It's okay. That's
Anyway,
part of the human experience. We
it
have to
is.
have those crushes that we look back and we just want to crawl into a hole for like ever professing our love or letting people know that we're interested in them. Is that kind of what's happening with him?
Yeah. Yep.
I never really got that deep into the emo scene. So I think the most that I experienced was me telling you, I guess I feel like maybe I kind of learned this from you, like seeing you like all the bands and like everyone had a favorite member, and that
Hmm.
world was new to me. So back in the day, I mean, I've always loved Fall Out Boy, but I would be like, "Oh, Pete's my favorite. I love Pete." And then like looking back on that, like there's nothing wrong with that, but if I had to pick today, it would definitely be different. I love Pete. I named all my food babies Pete for the rest of my life before Pete Davidson existed. So it was Pete Wentz.
Pete Wentz or
Not
Pete Davidson? Choose.
Davidson.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
No questions asked.
Okay, good.
Pete Wentz is like the distant uncle that I really am invested in his music, but Pete Davidson is like everything.
He is. Love him. Who do
Um,
you think his next girlfriend is going to be?
oh,
People are saying Dua Lipa.
I don't see that.
I don't see a
But
lot of his girlfriends that he dates and then he dates them.
I want to say it's gonna be like me. I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's okay. Before Taylor Swift was with Travis Kelce, I really wanted her and Pete to get together. I feel like that would have been the ultimate thing because personality-wise, I don't know if they would have clicked, but just like reputation-wise, because
They both
obviously,
hate Kanye.
yeah, Kanye is like the enemy, and then he dated Kim,
Yeah.
and then they're not, I don't know. I just feel like that would have been iconic, but I don't know. I'll think on that question and maybe we can make some predictions on who we think is next. That's so jacked up. I'm not like betting on his life, but it's so like public, like his dating life.
Hmm.
It's a hot top. Hot top? Hot topic? I
Oh,
don't think I should
I kind of like that.
hot top?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I should have shortened that or not.
All right.
Um anyway, so yeah, we had our little emo night in the hotel. And then we got up, decided to do a late checkout. We went to breakfast. You picked the place. Please remind me of the name. I can't remember.
Maple Street Biscuit Company.
Oh my God.
You liked your sausage, egg, and cheese?
One of the best biscuits I've ever had in my entire life. And the chai latte, 10 out of 10. I've been
Oh,
searching for
really?
that high ever since we left. Yeah.
Ooh. Hmm.
And then I found out from you that it's down in Savannah as well.
Yes. So we'll have to go.
So next time I come, you better believe I might be getting breakfast there every damn day that I'm there. Just take a little drive into downtown every morning. Biscuit, please. Like, oh, it was so good.
The line is always out the door, all the time.
I'm ready.
I'm
I can
ready.
see why. Now I know the hype. I can understand why the line is like that. Um, yeah. So that was pretty much our weekend update.
Yeah.
Do you think I left anything out there? I have a bad memory.
No, I think
Okay,
that's it.
fun.
I did
Oh,
run
we
into
went
my
to,
friend's mom, which was
oh,
weird because we're not,
yeah,
we're not even in the same city, but apparently she had moved to Chattanooga not that long ago, so it was good to see her. But
that was really cool.
yeah,
It's one of those things that shows you truly how small this big world is.
it is. It's
Because what are
crazy.
the odds that stuff, there's so many people in the world, the chances that you ran into her in a completely different, not only city, but state.
It
Insane.
is.
And it's weird to think like how our choices kind of shape that. Like if we hadn't been like, hey, let's go to breakfast, and then you hadn't been familiar with that biscuit place, maybe we wouldn't have picked it, and then we wouldn't have seen her. Like
Butterfly effect.
you can't think about that stuff too much, or at least
I
I
know.
can't, because then my brain starts spiraling. It's insane.
Well, let me ask you, did you like your carrot cake cupcake?
Um, I didn't hate it. To me, it was a very standard cupcake. I don't know.
Mine was also pretty standard. I got red velvet, by the way, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
had high hopes. Oh, so for reference, on our way back to the hotel from the biscuit place, which we walked to, we passed a cute little cupcake like bakery. So we stopped in and they had tons, So many flavors, and they all looked very extravagant and gorgeous. So we spent some time, we put some hard thought into picking our cupcake, and then we saved them for when we got home. And yeah, I didn't mind it at all. It was, like just a regular cupcake, but I feel like I definitely had higher expectations because it was like a specialty cupcake bakery.
Yeah, I agree.
And the cake itself just wasn't as moist as I thought it would be. The cream cheese frosting was really good.
I agree. The cream cheese frosting was good. So I
Yeah,
also had that on mine. But
yeah.
mm, dang.
And then we made our wonderful stop to and from Chattanooga at the beloved Bussie's.
Also known as Bucky's. Oh,
And that's always fun and hectic. And yeah, I
it
don't
is
know.
so hectic.
I don't like, I went there one time not knowing what it was. And I don't remember it being that crazy the first time I went. And then every time since then has been like pandemonium. Like people are acting like this place is
It
crack.
is crazy.
But I will say you didn't have good experience with Bucky's brand chips. You got the like Funyuns, but Bucky's
They
brand,
were
correct?
so not Funyuns. I thought they were going to be Funyuns, but they were not at all.
That I hate that for you because I got the cheese puffs and oh my God, like I texted you about this when I started eating them. They were the best cheese puffs I've ever had in my life, probably. They were so cheesy. Like, I feel like with the name brand ones these days, it's not that cheesy. Like, you gotta suck on them to kind of get like a good cheesy flavor.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The Bucky's were instant cheese flavor, like overload, and they were so soft they like melted in your mouth. But if you bit into it, it still had a crunch. Not me being a chip reviewer, but like it was so good. It was so good. Um, Yeah, I don't know. It was
Yeah.
fun. The driving was super stressful. I hate driving in any more than two lanes. I
You
was
did good.
thank you. I was very happy to be done with that when it was over. On the way up there, I feel like I didn't have time to think about it as much because I was preoccupied with getting to
Making
the
it
show
there.
on time. Yeah. But then on the way home, I was like, I'm never ever doing this again.
Well,
But
we
like
also
I
didn't want to go home, so it made it
Yes,
worse.
very true. That is one thing. We had a short amount of time there and we need to go back and explore.
Yep.
Definitely.
But not you driving this time, I
Maybe
guess.
not. Or like maybe I could not. If I could not, that'd be great.
Oh
If I
man.
had to, like life or death. But I feel like in situations like I essentially am like, hey, I want you to go to this show. Please come with me. Then it's kind of like, okay, I have to drive unless I have like an actual issue to where I can't. You know, like what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
It's different if we're like planning it together, then we could be like, I'll drive here, you drive here. I don't know. Like if you can drive the beginning part and get through that Atlanta area, like I'll
Totally
hit
could.
that 3-lane road the rest of the time. Like
But yeah, all that in 24 hours. Super fun time.
that's crazy. It was a lot. And I've kind of been going, I mean, I don't know, not going 24/7, but I've had days like that since the beginning of December. I've been doing a lot of filming, and that's
Yeah,
been a lot
you
of
have.
fun. I think I'm allowed to say that I've been working on the Tyler Perry studios. I'm not gonna say what or give any details, but that's been an interesting experience. I went there 2 weeks in a row, and yeah, I don't know. It's been really fun, but I think I say this, but I've applied to like a bunch more things. I kind of think I'm gonna chill out for the rest of the year since we only have what, like 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
Chill out and then like come back full force in January, but we'll see about that. It's been so much fun. Felt like I just love being on set. I love it so much. Um, I didn't even tell you I got to like actually be directed by Tyler Perry the other day. Like he was on set with us
Oh,
and
really?
yeah. That
That's
was
cool.
that was really cool to see. Yeah, he's very tall, like extremely tall. I
Is
don't
he?
know if I was expecting him to be less tall, but I don't
Huh.
know. The only thing to me that would have been more iconic than that would be to have Medea.
I was, I knew you were gonna say that.
But like I grew up, I don't even think you probably know this. Well, okay, words are hard. It's fine. Um, I literally grew up watching Tyler Perry shows with my dad. Like we would every night when he would get home from work, we'd watch House of Pain, Meet the Browns, the Medea movies. Like I grew up on that, and it was just really
Did you?
cool. Yeah, not any of the shows that I've been working on are not the ones that I've ever seen before, but
Yeah.
okay, so we have an exciting announcement to make, and that is that we've been in the talks. In is that how you say that?
Been
In the
in
talk?
talks.
Anyway, so starting very soon, we're gonna start having guests on the pod.
Woo.
And it's gonna be fun. There's gonna be games. There's gonna be fun questions. We're gonna get to know people, but in like a fun way. So it's not your typical like
Interview.
Barbara
Straight up.
Walters,
Yeah.
like 60
60 minutes.
minutes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So stay tuned for that coming soon. And hopefully also soon we'll announce who the first guest is.
Very
Ta-da!
exciting.
Super excited. Okay, in other news, I need to ask you, have you heard of this 9-month cruise that's happening?
Excuse me.
9-month cruise. Okay, I
How
wrote
much is
down some
that?
facts.
Okay.
Can't find the price because you have to call to reserve. You can't like look online and like book it that way. You have to call them. And I'm not
Oh,
about to do that. Um, but this says it's 274 nights, 7 continents, over 150 destinations, 11 wonders of the world, and 60 plus countries. You can also break it down into 4 segments and choose any 4 corners of the world, and those would be 60 nights each. So you could do like 2 of those, 1 of those, whatever. Um, and that also breaks down into 17 possibilities of mini cruises within the cruise, ranging from 9 to 28 nights apiece.
wow.
It started December 10th, so it's already going on.
Oh,
And it's going to be going through around September 10th of next year.
so they
You can
have to
like,
spend Christmas on this cruise?
yes, and I looked because
Oh,
you can find their whole itinerary online. Christmas Day is just on the seas. You're not even at a destination on Christmas Day because I checked that.
wow.
Um, I in theory, it's like sounds fun. Okay, like yeah, woo, we're going to cruise for 9 months around the world. We're gonna see the whole world. But I don't think this is a good thing. I think bad things are gonna happen.
I would have to have a full-sized apartment on
Right.
that because you know how small those cabins are on cruises.
Yes, because I saw a TikTok of this girl kind of doing like a boat tour,
Um,
and her room is like size-wise, it's smaller, but it's set up like a college dorm where it's her and her sister have the 2 twin beds on each side of the room. It's like tiny, you know?
yeah.
And but I think 9 months at sea and you have an unlimited drink package. I think there's going to be alcoholics coming out of that boat. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of affairs. Don't ask me why. I'm just like, you're all stuck together. I mean, I know you get to go out and explore, but come on, there's going to be some affairs. There's going to be some relationships and marriages breaking up on that 9-month cruise.
Probably some murders. You never know.
That's another thing.
People getting thrown
Insane.
overboard.
Yeah, like, okay, imagine someone gets the stomach bug. That's gonna spread like a wildfire. The whole entire boat is gonna be vomiting. Like, nightmare. That's worst case scenario. That's probably worse than someone getting murdered, to be honest with you.
For you,
But,
yes.
like, of course, there's like the gym and like fitness, like running track and stuff. But I'm not familiar. I've never been on a cruise, but I imagine the buffets that they serve people are not the best options of food for like 9 months of living. Like, I'm curious to see how they're gonna rotate that, you know? Like, is it gonna be the same menu every week for 9 months? Are they gonna throw in like, I don't know. I don't know, but I just feel like in a way, to me, it seems similar to the Titan. Not in the fact that it's like super dangerous, whatever, but I feel like all these wealthy people, because I'm sure it cost a pretty penny, one, to be able to cruise for 9 months and to be able to pick up your life and just go on a cruise. Like you've got a
It's
house, you've got
expensive.
a job. Like someone has to be there taking care of all that stuff. So I feel like it's like we're gonna rope these wealthy people in, and it's, I don't know, like how equipped are they to be doing this for 9 months straight? It just seems outlandish and ridiculous. And yeah, I think we're gonna keep, since it just started, what, like 6 days ago. I'm gonna try to keep up with it and update anything I find because we have to know this is something's gonna end badly. I just know it.
Well, let me tell you, the passengers, I don't know how they can do it for 9 months straight. But the crew, think about it. Cruise ships operate all the time and they just, re-up when they dock somewhere.
Right.
So they just have the same people on for 9 months, but
Yeah.
they're still operating as normal. But the passengers, like,
Right.
no freaking way. No way.
And again, like assuming that it's mostly wealthy people affording this,
Yeah.
they're going from most likely very spacious living arrangements to these tiny little cabins, like you said.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not gonna go well either.
I'd probably do it.
Oh, I would love to do it. Absolutely. Or at least like pick one of the corners and do like the month long, maybe start out with that because I've never been on a cruise period, so I don't know if I can commit to 9 months right out of the gate like that. But I think it's a great idea, but because it seems like such a great idea, getting to be away from your life for 9 months, that's what scares me and what makes me think it's gonna go terribly wrong. So as of
Yeah.
right now, I want no part of the chaos, but I'm going to spectate for sure.
I wonder what the dropout rate is going to be. If people are
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to fly home now. I'm over this.
Ooh. That would suck if you spent all the money to do the whole 9 months.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, you can find like literally the whole list of like we're hitting these
That would be so cool
countries.
though. Like you're literally seeing the entire world in
Yeah.
9 months,
I
which is
will
pretty
say
insane.
one thing that I didn't love is in the Europe section of it, they're only hitting one spot in England for one day. And the rest is like Spain and France and like all these other places. Like I want a couple days in England, you know? Like that's mainly where I want to go.
Really?
Yeah. I really want to I need a good month at least to just explore up and down.
Oh, yeah.
That would probably like if I was presented with the option like you're going on vacation to anywhere in the world, where are you gonna go? England. That might change once
Really?
I see it. You know, once I see it, I might be like, that was dumb. But as
Mine
of
would be
right now, yeah.
Switzerland
Switzerland, why?
just because I don't know
That's
why.
cool. I don't know
Just
anything about Switzerland, but that sounds fun.
or Amsterdam.
Ooh, that would be crazy, I feel
Yes.
like.
That's where
That
I
would be
want to go.
really cool.
But
That'd be
actually they've
awesome.
cracked down on a lot of stuff now.
Have they?
Yeah.
Why?
So I don't know. But
People got too wild.
I guess so. The tourists. It's the tourists that get
Right.
wild.
Not the locals, of course.
Right.
Okay, so speaking of that, less than 10 days until Christmas. Are you excited or do you just not really care?
This year, I don't care. Actually, the reason I'm excited is because I'll have a couple of days off of work
Oh, okay.
and I can either not do anything or start unpacking because this
Right.
place is a disaster zone.
That's probably, it makes it a little less exciting for the holidays, knowing that you just went through like a big move and you still have to kind of sort all of that out, I'm sure.
So it has been 30 days since I've been in the house.
Has it already been 30 days?
Yeah, today. And
Oh my God, time is literally scaring me. 30 days.
yeah,
I feel like we were just talking about, oh, you're about to close on your house and like
I
last
know.
week it feels like.
I know.
My
So,
God.
but I haven't had a rest day since then.
Right.
I'm so tired.
I've just been going, dude. I say at least one of your days off around Christmas, just take it to do nothing. It's
Hmm.
Christmas. And then the
Hmm.
other days worry about,
Yeah, for sure.
Um, do you or did you, because I like we don't even have them anymore, but did you ever have any like family traditions around Christmas that you would do?
So we always do pajamas on Christmas
Love
Eve.
that. Yeah.
And then typical Christmas Eve is generally our jam. It's not Christmas Day, it's
Yes.
Christmas Eve.
Same.
So we typically put on our pajamas, make some hot chocolate or apple cider or whatever, and go and drive around and look at Christmas lights and listen to Christmas
Oh,
music.
I love that. That makes me feel
Yeah.
warm inside thinking about that.
What do you do?
Well, back in the day, what we used to do was my mom would buy us a game that we could play as a family, and that would be the gift that we open on Christmas Eve and play
Oh,
the game together.
yeah.
And then that kind of fizzled out, and that became, for maybe like a year or two, we had a tradition of going to eat Waffle House on Christmas Eve night. That
Yeah.
didn't last long either. Now we don't have a tradition, but we definitely made it feel more Christmassy this year. So maybe if I put my brain together in the next 7 or 8 days, maybe I'll come up with something. I love the idea of the PJs, and I really want to look at Christmas lights. I haven't done that this year, so I don't know why, but I never thought to do it on Christmas Eve, but that's like the perfect time. Like I'm imagining, especially since it gets dark early,
Hmm.
get on your comfy PJs, fix your hot drink, get in the car, go look at lights, come back, watch a Christmas movie, go to bed and wait for Santa.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
that's the way to do it.
Do you have a Christmas wish list this year? What do you want for Christmas?
Nothing.
Nothing. Why does it
No,
get like that
seriously.
the older that we get?
Um, I guess because we have adult money and we just buy things ourselves throughout the year.
True. Okay, that makes sense. It makes me so, I mean, I guess not really sad. It makes me
Sad.
sad when I ask other people, "What do you want for Christmas?" And everyone's like, "I don't know. Like, please tell me something. Like I want, you know what I
Right.
mean?" But my dad, he's out of town working right now, and he's texted me several times. "Please send me your Christmas list." I'm like, "Okay, I'll think about it." I don't know. I came up with one. I haven't sent it to him yet. So I think I want, he mentioned seeing these before, but his coworker had bought the last one. They were somewhere in Texas. One of those octopus stuffed animals that's like smiley, but you flip it inside out and it's like sad or
Yeah.
angry. So I'm gonna put that, and then I'm gonna tell him because I don't know. I'm in it's so goofy, right? But so Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce from the Kansas City Chiefs, and his brother plays football for the Eagles, and his brother is Jason, and they have a podcast together. And like, I'm growing very fond of both of them. I think they're very good people. They're funny. They took questions from Swifties about football, and they didn't answer in a condescending way. Like they genuinely were explaining to everyone to help all the girlies understand football things that we might not know.
Yeah.
And I respect them so much for that because I feel like a lot of people would take the opportunity to be like, you
Oh,
don't know what a blah, blah,
yeah.
blah."
But they always also don't want to explain it to you because they're too
Right,
engulfed in thinking about it.
right. But they were like, yeah. So I'm just okay, he did just text me and say still waiting on that Christmas list. Ho ho ho. Um, so I don't love the Kansas City Chiefs colors, the golden, yellow, and red. It reminds me of Ronald McDonald. So I really want some Jason Kelsey merch, some Eagles merch. I want either like a jersey or like a long sleeve that's got like his name and number on it. He might he might be added to my list. He just might. He's so funny and he's adorable and he's precious. Am I here?
Yeah,
Yeah, it froze on my end too.
did it.
Um, but I was saying Jason Kelsey, look him up. I don't know. You might think he's a cutie pie. It's Klecee.
You mean Kelce?
What did I say? What did I say?
Klecee? Cleese?
Please. Because I was calling them Travis and Jason Kels because I didn't know it was Kelsey.
He's burly.
Burly.
He is, ain't he?
Yeah, I just didn't think of that word
He's
to
burly.
describe him. Okay, anyway.
Not saying that's a bad thing. It's not a
N-
bad thing at all.
it
He's just
normally
burly.
is not my thing, but as we know, I'm evolving every day, baby. I'm changing. I'm shedding my skin.
Turning into a butterfly.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, speaking of watching things, because to be honest, I haven't actually watched an episode of their podcast. I have just seen TikTok clips and I've grown fond of them that way. Um, what shows are you currently watching right now? I'm very curious.
Okay, listen. I haven't been watching TV.
Oh my God, wait, not me asking you that when you're in like the middle of the most stressful like move of your life. And I'm like, so what have you been sitting down watching? Just as you
So
said you haven't had a day.
quite literally, it has been Bob's Burgers on a loop. I think I've gone through all of the seasons about 5 times at this point,
And how many seasons
just
are
in
there?
30 days. 14.
Whoa, girl,
They're
you
on their
are killing
14th.
it.
Yeah, because I just have it playing in the background while I'm at work,
Yeah,
you
that
know?
makes sense. Yeah.
But I was watching, actually, I'll tell you this. I was watching Fear Thy Neighbor. It's on Max.
I've seen some of that.
Have
Not
you?
recently, but
People get insane
it's
with their
scary.
neighbors.
It's very scary. It
Makes
makes
me
me
not
not
want
want
to know
to,
anybody. Yeah,
right. And like, sorry, because you just moved into a neighborhood. It makes me scared to live in a neighborhood.
right. I know. People are nuts.
Yeah.
Like killing people's dogs, they always kill the other one's dogs. I don't know what's up with that.
And there's always like a fight about the property line, like getting pissed that they're crossing the property line. Like, oh my God,
Mm.
just put up a fence. Or, oh my God, when they have the fence up, but like the tree from one neighbor's, like
Is
the
going
leaves are
into the other one.
falling. Yeah. People are insane. Like, I don't know. I don't, I would, there's a chance that I could be the insane person though if I feel like people are disrespecting my property.
Yeah.
So I think it's best for me to stay out of a neighborhood close quarter situation. Keep me spread out. I'm fine. Even though like arguably it could be scary. Well, not like how I am, but for the people that live like in the middle of nowhere, it could be a little scarier because like there's no one around if something happens.
Yeah.
But how often do things really happen that you need your neighbors around? Like just call 911. Like yeah, I'd rather
Well,
be alone.
it's so funny. We keep getting people ringing our doorbell asking us if we want home security systems. I'm like, dude, everybody else is so scared that they have security systems. So one is going to be pointing towards my house. One of these cameras is going to be pointing towards
Right.
my house. I don't care. I don't I don't want to pay more money
Why are
for
they
home
pushing it so
security.
hard?
I don't know, but literally all these different companies come and knock on my door and I'm like, I'm working. Like, please leave me alone. I'm ready
Right.
to put a sign that says no solicitors on my door.
Honestly, do it. I mean, I in at one angle looking at it, it's like they're just pushing it so hard because they're trying to make a sale, but then it's also like, why are you in this area pushing it so hard? Like, what are you implying?
They just know it's new construction, so they're trying to get all the money they can
Oh
get.
yeah. You're
But
better off just doing the ring, catching what's out front, and like you said, your
right.
neighbors will have different views, even like across the street when people move in there and stuff. I'm
Hmm.
sure theirs will capture everything pointed to your house, so
Yeah.
I think you'll be
So
fine.
I will probably eventually get a Ring doorbell, but
Mhm.
that is the extent. I do not need
Right.
window sensors. I don't need all of
No.
these other things.
Mm-mm. And I think maybe something, I mean not the doorbell, but something similar to a ring on the back, just
Yeah. So
to be
no
pointing that
maniacs come in
way.
off of 95
Right. I
and
mean, you never
go in through my
know.
back door.
You never know. But yeah,
Well,
besides that,
no, I told you. I went to go let Maisie out yesterday and she ran towards the wood line back there.
was it
And
dark?
yeah, it was dark.
Ooh.
And she was barking. She was going crazy. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Maybe it was a squirrel.
I don't know. She was going nuts.
That
So,
is frightening. That's
hmm
scary. Did it scare
but
you?
I'd walk out there in my slippers and be like, get over here.
And you didn't see anything?
I didn't see anything, but it was also dark, so I don't
That's like chilling to me. I hate that.
know.
I hate that so much.
You know how dogs are.
I'm very curious to see what my quality of sleep is going to be like when I come down there because I've never slept there yet. And like at your apartment, I always felt safe, but I don't know. I feel there was something, I think maybe, and this is going to sound goofy because the ceilings were so tall in your apartment. I think something to do with that kind of made me not sleep. How do I explain this? Like it
I think
didn't
the
feel as
ceilings are the same
homey.
height.
Are they? They feel like, well, something about your house feels more homey. You know what I mean?
It's
And I
because it's a
always
house.
felt, yeah, I always felt very comfortable at your apartment. Like I loved being there. I loved the vibe, but something about it was not, I mean, you can see, I mean, that's a beam right there, but you can see my ceiling. It's not super tall. So I think I'm used to just like, I don't know. Just forget I said
You
anything
want
because
some,
I don't know how to
no, you
explain
just
what I'm
want some
saying.
coziness, a good cozy aspect to it,
Right,
which I
right. And
understand.
I feel that from your house. So I'm but also then like the fear of like people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it is a neighborhood.
Well, I mean, you could hear the neighbors upstairs all the time.
Can you
That made it
really?
weird. I mean, not here at the apartment. You can hear them all the time.
Oh, I thought you were saying you could hear when your neighbors now are upstairs in their
Unless somebody's in my
house.
attic. Oh, okay.
No, 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 not above you, but like I'm picturing them on their second floor and you're in your house and you can hear them. And I was like,
Oh no.
how do you do that?
But no, at the apartment.
Yeah.
But no, I said goodbye to it yesterday.
I
Officially turned in
saw
my keys and all.
I saw your Snapchat. Was it like sad, like the end of an era
No,
for you? Oh, okay.
I
You're
think I've
like
had very bad
done.
memories there at that apartment. So
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to
I
get rid
will
of it.
say the picture you posted, I never realized how insanely different it looked empty. Like with
Yeah.
your rug and all your furniture. That definitely that was everything. That made it everything. Because that picture you posted, I was like, what is that at first? And then I saw
Yeah.
like the countertop and I was like, oh, it's the apartment.
Yeah. So good riddance to that. It's
Crazy.
over.
So another weight lifted off your shoulder,
Yes. Now everything is officially here in this house,
and that is
but
weight
it's
put
just not
back
put
on your
away.
shoulder. Oh man. Oh, I can't even imagine. That must be insane. But so I haven't even told you this, but one of the last times I was at your apartment, we were looking for something to watch when we were eating. And you're like, hey, there's this like dating show where they like show everyone fully nude.
Naked attraction.
Naked Attraction. And so for those listening that don't know, it's like it's a British TV show. And there's one person in search for a date, and there's six people, and they reveal from their waist down, fully nude, and then they eliminate someone, then they reveal from their chest down, eliminate someone, then they see their faces, hear their voices, and then when it comes down to the last two people, the person picking a date has to get fully nude in front of them, and then picks out of the final
Chooses.
two. Yeah. So we watched a couple episodes when I was at your house and we were just looking for something to pass the time. I am fully addicted to that show. I watch it almost every night when I lay down and go to bed. Um
No way.
it's it's weird because it's not like I'm not doing this in like a perverted way.
No, I know, but it's just the same thing every time.
No, it's not. These bodies, and that's what fascinates me. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to like, you see animals, like not saying like their genitals and stuff, but just animals in general. Animals in general, like you know what a cat looks like. You know what a dog looks like. And when you have animals, you just stare at them. You know what they look like. Animals
Yeah.
don't wear clothes, so it's not weird to just see them as they are. Unless you have like a long-term partner or I don't know, doing a lot of hookups, like do whatever you want. It's your body, be free, but you're not like staring at someone's anatomy and like inspecting it for that long. Even
That's
In
true.
like long-term relationships, typically they're not just standing there nude while you're staring at them. So there's
Usually.
just so yeah, usually. So I don't know, I'm just very fascinated with the human body. And I love that the show literally shows all shapes and sizes and disabilities and gender identities. And it's just fascinating to me, like to see, oh, this person grooms like this, or this one doesn't groom at all. Like most British men are uncircumcised, it turns out. And it's just it's so interesting. Like I feel like I'm learning things to see all these different types of bodies. I feel like it's making me more comfortable with my own body, seeing all these different like different types of vaginas, different boobs, they hang different ways, different midsections. Like I
Yeah.
can't stop watching it. I mean, okay, I can because like I don't watch it every single night, but when I want something to watch when I'm laying in bed, that's what I turn on. I think I'm about to start season 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love it. So if you're listening and this interests you, HBO Max, or I guess it's just Max, whatever, Naked Attraction, don't watch it around like kids or parents, I would say. Like I don't sit in my living room and watch this. I only watch it in my room, but yeah, totally not in like a weird way or anything. I'm just fascinated with how it looks. I don't know. It's like art in a way. Like I mean, we all. Yep, that's it. That's my statement. We all. But like we're all art. We're so unique and individually made and like people can have similarities, but no one looks like us and it's beautiful. We're all beautiful. We're all queens.
Okay, tarot lady.
Oh my God. Um, but besides that, have you ever watched Is It Cake?
I have a little bit, yeah. Not a lot.
Fully addicted to that. Just finished it last night.
I love Mikey
Watched
Day.
Oh my God. I didn't even really like I knew who he was, but I didn't see a lot of him until this show. Completely obsessed. He's so precious and so funny. And some of the faces he makes have been reminding that like it's been triggering something in me. I'm like, who is it? Who is it? It's the Grinch. He reminds me of the Grinch. And if they
I
ever
could
do
see that.
another, yeah, if they ever do another live action Grinch, I need Mikey Day to play the Grinch. Like, please. I'm begging. I'm gonna start a petition and
Is he
everything.
still on SNL or is he gone?
I have no idea. I don't know who's on SNL at all right now.
Me either.
I can look it up. Um, But I watched both seasons of Is It Cake in about a week. And now, that's it says he is still on
Oh, okay.
SNL.
Cool.
Um, but now that's over with because there's not a new season out yet. I hope they're making another one. I'm so fascinated. Like people are so talented. They're making like sculptures and stuff out of cake. And then I love it's a lot easier for us at home to guess which cake is cake because we've seen it be built and we get a closer up look than the judges that are on there. But actually what started me watching it is Blake on This Is Important podcast was like, I'm on Is It Cake? I'm gonna be a judge. And it was on season 2. So I'm like, absolutely gonna see Blake be a judge. And then I just couldn't stop watching it after that. Which I
Oh.
watched his episode like months ago when it came out. But yeah.
Um, my favorite is, the average Joe baking cakes.
Uh-huh.
Nailed it.
Oh, that one is really good
I love
too.
nailed it.
I was watching that for a hot minute when it came out. Thank you for reminding me because I'm gonna go and start that now that Is It Cake is over. I love that so much because that
It's
would be
good.
me trying to make a cake. We should apply and try to do
Oh my
something on there.
God.
Um,
Seriously.
I found I haven't watched it yet, and I don't know what it's called, so like what's the point of me even bringing it up? Joel McHale hosts a baking show, and from the description, I believe they give the bakers crumbs of a dessert, and the bakers have to figure out what dessert
I
it
know
came
what you're
from.
talking about. I don't
I
know what
haven't
it is
watched it
either.
yet, but I like read the description on Hulu, and I have it on my list to
It's
check
probably
out.
just called crumbs.
Probably, right?
I
Um,
don't know. Just my guess.
Another thing I like to put on in the background when I'm doing my work is The Masked Singer. because I'm waiting for that oh my God moment. Like, oh, I knew who this was, or I can't believe they're on here. And it doesn't happen. Like, I'm caught up on season 10. I haven't watched all the seasons by any means, but I'm currently in their current season that's still airing. And I literally put it on in the background because I don't want to have to sit there and pay attention. You know, I'm doing all these other things, and then when they reveal a person, I like look up and I'm like, I don't know who that is.
I
But I love Dr. Ken. I love him so much, and he's one of the hosts, the panelists. You
don't
know
know.
Dr. Ken.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't watch that show.
He's not, I mean, he's not just from that show.
I don't know who Dr. Ken is.
Yes, you
No,
do.
I don't. That's Ken Jong.
Dr. Ken.
Uh,
You
Dr.
know
Ken.
him.
Why do
He's
they
a
call him Dr.
doctor.
Ken?
He's a
He's
doctor.
a real doctor?
I mean, he's not practicing, but he's a real doctor.
He plays the dentist Dr. Yap on Bob's Burgers.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Love. But I love him. I think he's precious. And he's one of like the panelists. So there's like Robin Thicke, Jenny McCarthy, Nicole Scherzinger, and they're just there to like give their input and guess who they think the celebrity is going to be. They don't get anything for guessing it right, but just some commentary type deal. And he's one of them. And so I like hearing his comments. But yeah, like I said, it's on in the background. They do a reveal. I look up and I'm like, I really don't know who that is. So I'm in the midst of curating. I'm not going to share it today. Curating my ideal list of people that I would love to see on The Masked Singer. And it's pretty good so far, but I think it needs a little more before I'm ready to share it with the world. So yeah, Is It Cake, Masked Singer, Naked Attraction, and I gotta talk about this now that it's out and I could actually say. So for anyone that has kept up with the podcast, episode 1, I talk about how I'm part of the Adam Devine cinematic universe. And I told a story about how I was going to film for a show. I was going to be in the audience of a show. Um, and on the way there, I was like listening to the Wizards, which is Adam and the other guys. And yeah, I don't know. It just so happened that he was there that day filming, and I had no idea prior. There was no hint about who was a part of it besides David Spade, who was hosting it. So I was talking about snake oil, and it's out now, so I could say that. Um, but yeah, so I essentially like manifested like what are the chances that I was, there the day that Adam was there. Mind you, I was there other days as well, but like my very first day there just happened to be Adam's the guest celebrity on there. One of two. Um, but anyway, maybe it's because I was there during filming multiple episodes and like it was the first time it was ever happening. So no one had ever seen it before, and I'm there like in the audience, like watching it before it even comes out on TV.
hmm
I have the like weirdest bond to that show. I'm so invested in it. Cannot stop watching it to the point where I'm like, okay, season 2, one, they better renew it for a season 2 or I'm gonna freak out. Like,
Is it over? Season one?
um, I actually don't know. Episode 10 just came out, so I don't know if they're going beyond 10 episodes or not.
Oh,
I
okay.
hope so. But yeah, so I'm just so invested and so in love with the show. It's so much fun for me. And the episodes that I weren't there for filming, wasn't there for filming, I love to play along on TV. So, yeah, I need them to renew it for a season 2. I'm gonna be in the audience again for filming because I love it that much. But also, I have a new goal. I don't want to just be there for filming. I want to be one of the contestants. And I am gonna find out how to apply for that and I'm gonna fight for it. I want to be a contestant on there so bad. And I hope I get paired with someone good if I am. But have you watched, I mean, I know we watched at least one together. Have you seen any more
No,
of
I
the
haven't
snake
watched
oils?
anymore.
God, I love it so much. And I encourage anyone who is out there listening, if you like game shows or like I don't know, it's really fun to play along because you genuinely get fooled by these people. Go watch Snake Oil because I love it. So,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
But that's my like TV update. I've been in my movie rewatching era. So I just watched Pineapple Express yesterday. Couldn't tell you any other movie I've seen. Don't know about that. Yeah, that's been my TV update. Um, again, I apologize for asking for yours, not taking into consideration that you've been so busy you haven't even had time to turn the TV on.
It's okay.
Wait, you did mention about a documentary. You were watching a Theo Von documentary.
Yeah, on YouTube by Turkey Tom. I
Okay.
was watching it this morning.
And how
Um,
was it?
I'm only halfway through it now because it was just talking about the early start of his career. Now I'm about to get into controversies and stuff because I had no idea about him.
I
So,
love him. That's him right there on my wall. I think he's so funny. He definitely says things that are so out of pocket, out of hand, like,
yeah, I've
but that's what
seen
I love about him. Um
he didn't come to Thanksgiving. You're not mad at him for
no, I'm not mad at him because I'm mad at his like management and whatnot because I feel like they're the
that?
ones that didn't pass the message along. You know what I mean? But we're gonna get there because this year, second half of the year, manifestations have been insane. I've been like journaling and I have this whole like manifestation thing happening and I have these goals that they involve you as well
Nice.
and yeah, I'm just really excited for next year. So we'll see about everything.
Okay, cool.
But I wanted to round this episode out with some Christmas themed Am I the Asshole stories. Or like holiday themed, whatever we could find. I actually found two, so I
Okay.
figured I'll do one, you do one, then I'll do one.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to give up my Christmas leave for a colleague who has kids? For context, my office closes over Christmas and generally opens back around the 2nd or 3rd of January. This year, we're instructed to put our leave request up until the 2nd and put a second request through for any additional days after that, and they would approve additional days after the 2nd once everyone has applied and they assess how many staff they would have. I put in until the 8th of January, as did 3 out of 5 of my colleagues. One is coming back the 2nd, and the other one didn't put in any extra days, so they approved it. The one who didn't put in any extra days has since gone to the managers and says she wants to take off until the 8th because she wants to spend time with her kids, they're 8 and 9, and her husband. My bosses declined as they needed 2 staff members here and it hadn't been put in writing beforehand. Colleagues said she wasn't put in. I hate when people like mistype and then it throws me off.
Yeah.
Colleague says she hasn't put in the extra days already because the rest of the team knew and did it. What? That doesn't make sense. Whatever.
Huh.
The bosses
Okay.
said that I think it's saying she's claiming she didn't know about it. Whatever. The
Oh,
bosses said the only way she could have off was if she could get another staff member to come back early. She asked me in a passive-aggressive email because Christmas holidays are about being with the family and I don't have children. I could come back on the 2nd and swap with her. I declined saying that I had plans for that time and she lost it. She's been going around saying I've ruined her holiday plans and I'm being inconsiderate of people with families and children. Am I the asshole?
no.
Absolutely not.
So
Because
rude.
you make the decision to have children, and people that decide not to or haven't yet don't deserve less family time or less of a life because they don't have children. They're not obligated to give their days off to you to spend with your
And
kids
that's
that
also
you
you
chose to
snooze, you
have.
lose. Like, get your shit together.
Right. Everyone else knew and put in their days, so what's your problem?
Stupid.
So we determined no, not the asshole. You're completely in
Not
the
the
right.
asshole. All right. Are you ready for mine?
Absolutely, I am.
Okay. All right. Am I the asshole for uninviting my oldest daughter to Christmas over Santa?
Uh-oh.
Okay. I, 43, female, have children with very large age gaps. My oldest is 25 that I had with a high school ex. Then we separated and I married my husband much later. My younger two are 9 and 7. My younger children believe in Santa while my daughter's son doesn't. She raised him not with the Santa magic, which is perfectly okay. I just rather not have it ruined for my children who do believe in Santa. I was having Christmas at my house and I asked my daughter if she'd please talk to her son because I wouldn't like the magic ruined for them. I still put packages under the tree with from Santa on them and leave out cookies and reindeer treats, aka bird seeds. My daughter told us that she wouldn't make her son lie, and my children are old enough to understand if her son decides to say something. I told her if she wouldn't talk to her son, they could spend Christmas at their apartment. My daughter didn't like that and said I was choosing my younger children's happiness over hers and that I was being completely unreasonable. My husband supports me but thinks I might be a little high strung as our children are getting older. I just want to keep the Christmas magic alive.
Oh.
AITA.
Oh my God. Okay. I personally miss the magic of Santa. And I would have, my brother is the one that told me he wasn't real.
Can I tell you a fact that I read in the comments?
Yes.
Her daughter's son is 5 years old. Does that change your opinion?
I feel like it would be hard to expect a 5-year-old to follow a certain narrative. But like I agree with the mom, the storyteller, in the fact that keep that magic alive as long as possible. I wish I still had the Santa magic. Like nothing beats that feeling of like there's some magical being out there watching you. Oh, okay, that sounds creepy when I say it like that, but you know what I mean? I just miss the magic of Christmas, and that could just be a result of getting older and not just the Santa thing, but I don't know. I don't think it's fair to not have your oldest child there. But I also think she should have I don't know. That's hard because how can you expect a 5-year-old to follow a story that you're telling them? Like, hey, you have to lie to your, I guess what, his aunt and uncle. You have to like lie to them and tell them Santa's real, but you don't believe in it. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough because like that's your family and you're uninviting them to Christmas, but you're also just trying to preserve like the wonder and imagination of your youngest kids. What do you think?
I think she's the asshole in the situation.
You do?
I do. And the reason I say that is because did you catch the language where she says my daughter's son?
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
did.
you're already distancing yourself from your grandchild. You could
Yeah.
just say your grandchild doesn't believe in
Right.
Santa. But also the fact that he's 5 years old, you cannot expect a 5-year-old to
Right.
keep quiet about that, for one. But I guess the daughter could have said something. And if he says something, he says something. But could have said
Yeah.
something to her kid to be like, hey, listen, they believe in Santa Claus. Don't ruin it for them.
Right. And okay, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, like she could have had them over and told her younger kids, like, he doesn't believe in Santa Claus because that's what his family chose to tell him. But
Yeah.
Santa is real, so he might try to tell you Santa's not real, but that's just his beliefs. Like everyone has different beliefs type thing.
Right.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's definitely wrong to uninvite them, but I do think the
Because
older daughter could have
that's her
done a little
kid
more.
too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I feel like that's just messed up. It is like you're
Yeah.
choosing your younger children over her.
Yeah. I can't imagine how that would feel too if I had younger siblings and I was uninvited to Christmas because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sometimes it takes a little extra explaining to get into my brain, but I'm on your side. She's in the wrong.
That happened to me first too.
Really? Okay, good. That makes
Yeah.
me feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took me a little bit to be like, oh, yeah, no,
Because at
she's
first you're just
wrong.
like, yes, Christmas magic, keep it. But then
Yeah.
it's like, wait a minute, that is also your kid and your grandson.
Yeah.
Yep, she's in the wrong in that situation. Okay, last one. Am I the asshole for not giving my husband a pass on doing Christmas morning without me? A little backstory. I'm a new graduate right now at my local hospital. My schedule is 6 12-hour night shifts in a row. My husband works for himself and has 100% autonomy over his schedule. I worked Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and Christmas. I made sure everything was wrapped and organized, so all my husband had to do was place the gifts under the tree, fill the stockings, and I did all the shopping and even took our two kids to go pick out gifts for him. Nothing crazy, but 100% from them with handwritten cards. Also, my husband is only responsible for filling my stocking and writing me a letter or a card. I don't really care about expensive gifts. Rather, I want to know I was considered and thought about for at least a little bit leading up to Christmas. The shifts leading up to Christmas were a lot and heavy, to say the least. I was so excited to get home Christmas morning and just watch my kids and husband open their gifts that I put a lot of time and thought into. So I get home and see my husband outside when I pulled up to our place. I handed him a cider I picked up on the way home. He gave me no heads up for what I was about to walk into. I walk into my living room and my kids were in the middle of the chaos that is Christmas morning. I instantly began to tear up. My youngest put aside a few gifts to wait for me to watch get opened. My husband told me he was so tired and they were so excited he couldn't make them wait. I got home at 7:45 a.m. However, he wasn't too tired to put videos all over his Snapchat of them opening gifts. I tried to explain the hurt to my husband and how he's showing our children how I'm not a valuable member. I just lost my place. Okay. I tried to explain the hurt to my husband and how he's showing our children how I'm not a valuable member of our family. I'm trying to not let this hurt consume me, but I was devastated and I feel like I got robbed of Christmas with my 6 and 9-year-old that I'll never get back. He also used leftover candy to put in my stocking, putting absolutely no thought into it at all. I did play with them and hang out afterwards, but I had to get some sleep before my next shift at 7 p.m. I'm having a hard time not being hurt anytime I think about it. Am I the asshole? No.
No.
100% not. You got home at 7:45 in the morning and your husband couldn't hold off.
What is wrong with him?
This is why I hate men. Like, I feel like
Divorce.
they immediately divorce. Like, you don't care. You put leftover candy in her stocking. You were too tired to make the kids wait. Come on. I would have put on a Christmas movie and been like, we have to wait for
Or
mom.
made breakfast.
Thank you.
Be
There
a
you
good
go.
husband.
He's not a good husband. He's not a good person. Divorce him, and that's all, honestly. There's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
You're too tired to make them wait. Like, what do you even mean by that? I hate that. I hate that for her. And she's out here working 12-hour shifts at a hospital. She only has time to come home and play with her kids a little bit on Christmas morning because she has to sleep to go right back to work.
Sickening.
I hate people. She's so not the asshole. She should be more mad at the situation, actually. But yeah,
Man,
those were some holiday themed stories.
dude.
Let us know your thoughts on those situations. I feel like it's gonna be pretty much the same as ours because we're on the right side of these stories here.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that is all that I have for this week. Keep
Okay.
keep rating. That's ingrained in my brain because of you now. Keep rating. Um, keep
Yes.
listening, keep streaming, share it with people, and stay tuned because we have guests coming up and it's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be so fun.
Yay.
So excited. Oh, a song of the week. Please hold. Not me forgetting. Okay. My song of the week this week, since we brought him up on the podcast today, it's gonna be Fairy Tale of Philadelphia by Jason and Travis Kelce and the Philly Specials. It's a Christmas song. It's cute.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Um, and I guess my PSA is going to be keep your cat away from your Christmas tree. Just
Yes.
just do that. I don't know how you do it. Orange peels, something.
Oh,
Just keep your cat away from your Christmas tree. Unless you want your Christmas to be ruined.
your little terrorist cats.
Yeah.
It's good
But
advice. I like that.
oh, okay. Well, that's everything, I think.
I think that is everything. We'll see you again Christmas Eve. So until then, I hope you're preparing for Christmas and
We're
having all
working
the
straight through,
Christmas cheer. Merry
working to give you some
Christmas.
entertainment, maybe
Oh
some
yeah.
time away from your family, just a little break.
Put the podcast on. Tell them you have a meeting.
Anyway, you've been listening to the Straight Crooked Podcast.
Bye.
Bye.